traps.
Send It Sessions is back. Yes, October edition of Send It Sessions, and we have got action from Gran Canaria. Yeah, Joseph Pons bidder down the line with a south swell. We have got Lucas Meldrum, the new British wave champion, talking us through, well, how it went down in Rhosneiger and Tiree. And we've got some Dutch exploits. Yeah, Rainbow Rob, talking us through the rainbow session. But kicking us off, Thomas Traversa and Antoine Martin in the Reunion Islands. It's Antoine Martin's first time there, and this is some of the most epic sailing you will ever see.
And you always make me wanna gonna have sweet dreams when we.
This summer I went to La Réunion Island with Thomas Traversa, and it was the first one for me. Thomas was there, he went there a couple of times, and it was actually quite epic because I had this trip in the back of my head for a while, and I finally realized my dream.
Don't need clothes when up against the wall here. Gonna have sweet dreams when we.
It was quite cool to actually go with Thomas because it was fun because I went there, I checked the forecasts. So okay, here is the story. So basically I met someone from La Réunion in Guadeloupe the winter before the summer, and of course we talked about it, and I told him like it was one of my dreams, I would like to go, how is the sailing over there, and he pushed me, like he said, yeah, you know, it's we still windsurf there and there's still, you know, good vibes and everything. So I said, yeah man, I would love to come. So any case there's conditions that just hit me up, and I book a flight during the summer, which is the summer in Europe, which is the good season over there. It's winter time because it's opposite hemisphere, and he just told me like, hey, I think there is a good week, epic forecast coming up, would you be keen to come? I said, yeah man, just confirm me it's a good forecast and I come. And literally I called Thomas. I said, hey Thomas, I'm going to La Réunion, I know you've been there, do you want to join me? It's going to be a fun one. He said, okay, let me check with the family, let me check if I can come and everything. And like a few hours later, okay, let's book the flights, you know. So it was, I mean, Thomas doesn't need a lot to motivate him for a good trip.
Faith is something you can't see, but you know you really need. It gives you space and room to breathe and believe. Life is like a rolling stone. First you're here and then you're gone, like a train that's moving on along the tracks. There's no use dwelling in the past, 'cause you can never get it back.
I'm so excited to tell the story, but we sailed for 9 days out of 10, and just every day like sick conditions, port tack, side off. I mean, it's really good.
More try. Peace is the universal sign.
It was my first trip with Thomas, and we really have two different styles of sailing. And at the beginning of the trip, you know, you could see like Thomas was linking like all the ways, you know, like top to bottom turn, airs, you know, really like doing a lot of turns. And me, I was more like, you know, excited and do like couple maneuvers, couple tricks, adding turns and tricks.
There's no use dwelling in the past, 'cause you can never get it back.
And then at the end of the trip, you know, every day we were talking about the session, and at the end of the trip you could see that Thomas was trying more tricks and I would try to surf more. So we're actually a good combo, you know, like the two of us were like pushing each other on different ways, and we end up doing like 6 sessions.
Tired of the feeling, staring at the ceiling, thinking about the way you make me. You know I believe it, I wanted you to hear it. Life hasn't been the same without you here.
We met a lot of people. There's a really good energy there because, you know, the riders, there's still a few riders in La Réunion. And I think the fact that the place was shut down with the sharks for a while, they are super happy to see, you know, like new people, new riders. So they were super welcoming, and I've met some amazing people. So I told them, hey, if you want me to come another time, I will be keen to come. And they were like, yeah, sure, you come anytime. So I went twice this summer, and probably go next year. I think with a few nice trips like Fiji, Japan and other trips during the season, this one was extra special because it was a fun trip just for myself and having fun, you know, just no pressure and just sailing for the love of windsurfing, you know. Now we are on Maui, and I'm already thinking about next year going back there because I really love the trip. But otherwise, yeah, see you guys. We're gonna have some more trips coming with my friend Matteo, the filmmaker. We have my web series Ilem that has 3 episodes, and we have the last one coming up by the end of the year. So stay tuned because it's gonna be a epic one. I think the best one of the whole series. Even though they are like completely, like every episode are really different, you know, from the first one to the last one. It's all gonna be different, but the last one is, you know, we have the experience of the first one to make the latest one, you know, greater. So we stay tuned, and we're gonna have some fun doing this last episode.
Absolutely insane, and the crash section on their video, if you've not already seen their full video, is just bonkers. Obviously a lot of the clips were in that, but good to hear his background behind all the stuff. I like it. We want to see more of that. Reunion Islands, have you ever been there? I think it should be on the list. Looks insane. Next up, another place that is insane, well, 2 places, Rhosneiger and Tiree. Those were the venues for the British Wave Championships, and Lucas Meldrum, the new British Wave Champion, is going to talk us through how it went down.
For the British Tour this year, we had just 2 events. Normally we have an extra one in Cornwall, but it didn't quite come to fruition this year. First event in Rhosneiger was epic. We just had one day, but it was absolutely nuking. I was on my 3.0 for the final against Phil. I have to say I probably wasn't quite in my comfort zone during that competition, and especially in the final when it was really windy. At the same time, I went into that event feeling pretty good about myself. I didn't put too much pressure on myself, which I think kind of helped in the end of the day, coming away with second, which I wasn't totally expecting, I would say. I spent a couple of days after the competition in Rhosneiger. I think that actually helped out quite a bit in Tiree in hindsight with the conditions we got. But that was an amazing event. And then moving on to Tiree, wow, what a year this was. We had so many good days before the event and during the event, which is sometimes rare to see. And we had both port tack days, but we did have some changing conditions there. On the first day, we had really windy port tack jumping.
On the road again, there's no stopping us. We're on the road. We'll meet our friends, make new ones too. Take a dram, we'll take one too. Stay up all night and start again.
Phil was up there, one of the favourites to do well that day, as well as Miguel, who is my good friend who I brought along this year. He's very well known for his massive jumping, and he was killing it the whole way through.
We're on the road again, there's no stopping us. We're on the road. We're on the road again, there's no stopping us. We're on the road.
I managed to beat Bubble to get into the final, and yeah, same thing again. I actually didn't feel too much pressure. Phil had already won in Rhosneiger, so I felt like the pressure was maybe a little bit more on him, and I was actually enjoying myself quite a lot out there.
And when we're on the road, there's no stopping us.
I think the wave riding is probably what set it apart in the final. I managed to find some nice waves with a couple of turns, which was hard to find that day. So there was a little bit of luck involved, but I feel like that is where my strong point is, just trying to be a little bit more aggressive on the wave. And yeah, I was obviously absolutely frothing to take the single. It's my first single elimination I'd ever won. On the last day we had just some epic conditions with some nice ground swell, port tack down the line.
We're on the road again, there's no stopping us. We're on the road. We're on the road again, there's no stopping us. We're on the road. We're on the road again, there's no stopping us. We're on the road. We're on the road again, there's no stopping us. We're on the road.
To win the Tiree event, I obviously had to beat off anyone who was going to come up against me, once or maybe twice if I lost the first final. And then for the British title, the likely scenario was that I'd have to win double elimination, and then Phil and I would have to have sailed a like a super final to decide the British champion, because we were drawing on points, we were equal on points. So there was a lot to take in. I could have very easily, I guess, got overwhelmed. Yeah, it always helps when a few people talk to you and help sort of calm your nerves a little bit, especially Mike Archer just before the heat. Basically just telling me, look, go have fun. You won the single, so that's something to be proud of, and just go and do your best. But anyway, we were on the beach waiting to see who I was going to go up against. Was it going to be Miguel or Phil? And obviously we all know what happened. Phil got injured.
Phil's struggling, he's hurt himself. Will he be able to recover? No, he's down.
That might mean he wouldn't be able to do the sail off, and the British title would go towards me. But I was trying not to think about that too much, in case there were some other rules I didn't know about. so I was still very much focused on just sailing a good heat. I had Miguel, who was sailing pretty well, I have to say. He was picking up good waves, and he was throwing in some moves in there as well, like goiters, so I knew it was going to be quite hard. Yeah, it's always hard to sail with your mate, but it was yeah, it was a fun final. I guess I'd say I sailed quite reserved in that final. Miguel kind of put everything into it, which sort of he went big and crashed big. Lucky for me. And obviously coming into the beach, hearing that I'd won was, yeah, I guess a little bit of a shock. You know, suddenly you're British and Tiree champion, which is just epic. Yeah, it did take quite a while to sink in. Obviously it's not the best way to win, seeing someone got injured. Still hasn't sunk into some aspect. I think because it was such a gradual climb up there, it doesn't feel like it's a massive achievement, even though it is. So yeah, it's a weird one. It's hard to explain, but I guess I was third and then second last year and then first this year, so it's been a steady rise, and hopefully I can keep on improving.
Yeah, really good to see Lucas Meldrum coming through the ranks and finally getting that British Wave title. Although I'm sure Mr. Horrocks is not going to go down without a fight. It's a shame he got injured in Tiree. Not nice to see, but he is far from over. I know Phil, and he'll be back for more. So that British title will definitely be an interesting one again next year. Right, next up, Gran Canaria. We said it before, it's all about jumping and all that, but in the winter, this place goes off.
So Gran Canaria with southwest swells and northeast winds, it becomes a dream.
Hey!
I started sailing in Bahia de Formas. I prefer to go there when it's working there and it's not really crowded. I prefer to go there because it's a special place. So I went for different sessions. I went from Friday. I think I started the first session in the morning. It was with really powered up with 4.0 and my CS custom boards. I shade for the event, which it has a down the line rocker line.
But together we shall rise to face the tide, represent the king.
I was sailing normally in the morning before the surface went in, and it was yeah, had some good sessions. But then Saturday I had one session really early in the morning, and then one session in the afternoon. And it was so special because normally it works on the peak, but not on the beach, and it was low tide, and with the low tide it was working. I had some waves from the peak to the end of the beach, which remember me Alibaba. For sure it's not that big and not that fast, but it was so fun to connect that waves. It's less shallow. You have some more space, some more time and to react if you fall down and if you crash. So yeah, it was so fun. And then the last day I've been in Juan Grande because the wind was a bit more east and it was was working a bit better there. I've been not in the house where I normally sail. I was sailing a bit more to the Ketchup, a bit more north, and yeah, it was so fun. I've been sailing with Moritz and Guille there. So enjoy the action, and I keep you posted with my sessions. Bye.
man. That guy is just always scoring. The South Swell, GC. I might have to get on a plane the next time that forecast looks like that. Looks super good. Super good. Few surfers, but I think you could get round it. And right, the next one. This is the one that Send It Sessions is about. These are the clips that I want you guys to send in at home. If you do want to send in your clips, Windsurfing.TV. That's the email address for Send It Sessions. So if you've had a session at your local beach, you've filmed it, or maybe your mate's injured and he's filmed a few of the boys, or you've got a little spot guide, you've got a bit of information, we will edit the clip. You just need the talking and the video to go with it. Alfie will edit it. And this is exactly what we're going to see now. So over to Rob in Holland.
My name is Rob Dingenhout, born in '69, and I'm surfing in Wijk aan Zee. Yeah, Wijk aan Zee is a perfect place to be because we had a lot of wind lately. The 29th of October we had wind force 8 and from southwest, and we had a beautiful swell of about 2 meters, and everybody, all the mates of mine, were gathering at the Pieter Volwaterpad. And every time we go out, they know I'm filming, and when I'm filming they do a lot of crazy stuff in front of me, like this day. And you see, for example, with Niels is jumping out of the wave, making a kind of a somersault or flip. Urian, for example, he was making a really high stall forward in front of me. You see me jumping a back loop just in front of the rainbow and landing on the foot of the rainbow. And another wave we had Torben making a back loop. And on the same wave we have Wijnand making a very high back loop as well. And it looked really nice. Thank you everybody for watching, and have fun. See you next time.
Yeah, there we go, Rainbow Rob. Love to see those sessions from you guys, and I know the wind, the waves have been pumping. Maybe you've got a flat water session though. Let us know. Like I said, we just need the talking and the video, and Alfie will edit it for you. It couldn't be easier. So that is it for Send It Sessions in October. Next week will be Send It Sunday, and I'll be here to give you all the craziness.